Excuse me. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Non-Classics. This is episode number 2587 and Doubleshot number 2481. Got some Marvel trades. Well, basically, yeah, we have one Marvel trade, cap of one trade series, another trade. I'm gonna skip a mini series now, plus a one shot. First one we have is Deadpool versus the Marvel Universe. This collects Cable and Deadpool issues 43 to 50. Yeah, this book is reduced to a team-up book. Yep. Now, you might be asking, does Famous He's writing this book? Yep. Him and Riley Brown do co-writing this book with Rob Lemon, the artwork. Now, mostly put, Cable is not in these issues. Nope, he is gone. Why? Because he died in issue 42. Yeah, for some reason, in the previous set of issues, they had to basically tie into what was going on in X-Men Volume 2 at this point in time. So, so he's declared dead. So the book is still kind of called Cable and Deadpool, but what they do in the cover is that they just change the logo, like who's teaming up with each issue. Like in issue 43, he teams up with Wolverine. Yeah, basically at this point in time, the book became sort of just a Deadpool book. Like every team is somebody else. He teams Wolverine for a couple issues to go rescue Bob, who's agent of Hydra, and also go after Weasel. Yes. There's also time travel shenanigans that goes in issue 45, where he teams up with the past version of Captain America and Bucky Barnes. And the cover of that one's up by Scotty Young. The cover of these issues are really weird. Yeah, it's because it's all Scotty Young who does the cover art for these issues. Yes. And then issue 46, which teams up with the Fantastic Four, which two versions of Fantastic Four in here. One is the classic Fantastic Four. It's Fantastic. There's a Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing. And in present day, it's The Thing, Human Torch, and the recently married at the time, Black Panther and Storm. Some of you might be asking, Nick, why the heck is Black Panther and Storm part of Fantastic Four this period of time? Well, that is relation to Civil War 1. Yes, this is kind of the reason for this. Basically, Reed and Sue went on a second honeymoon to salvage their marriage because these two took two different sides in the war. Reed was pro-registration toward the end of the war. He was like a lot of wars, all pro. Sue was pro, started it until her brother got beaten to a coma by a crowd for no reason. Then she went to anti-registration when he got out of the coma. And then after the war wrapped up, and Anthony King, because she wasn't registered, because, well, they're basically licensed with the government, so basically do whatever the heck they want. So they went on their second honeymoon, so the recently just got married Black Panther and Storm took over leadership of the team. And this was I think the only book these two appeared in. Two books they appeared in outside of Fantastic Four. They're being Black Panther by Rachel Holland. Really cool idea to have Black Panther part of the roster because he debuted in Fantastic Four, so it made perfect sense. Storm was just there because she's basically his hot wife. And because she's a popular character. Yep, so they want to bring Deadpool back to present, which they do. And a lot of this all still will also in present day. They're basically Deadpool's living in the island of Providence. And apparently because Cable's dead, they put a statue of him on the island. Yes, seriously. So, and then that leads into an issue deals with Doctor Strange because the mindless ones basically are back. Yep. And then team up with Brother Voodoo for issue 48. 49, he teams up with Kazar. He goes to Savage Land for an issue. And then the 50th and final issue of the series, him and Agents X Group basically deal with a bunch of dinosaurs. And Spider-Man is the issue, which is awesome. Now, sadly, the group Agency X, which was a group established Agent X group series, this book would prove to be their final appearance. Yep, this organization never appeared ever again. Bob H. Hydrogen, Mary Zero. Would she appear after this book wrapped up? Well, she actually didn't appear outside of Agent X. What about Outlaw? I believe she did. Yes, she actually continued to appear even after the book wrapped up. Yeah, like after Cable and Deadpool wrapped up, she next appeared in Deadpool Suicide Kings issue of the Mutants, Second Coming, mostly in cameos. Then she became a regular supporting character in Domino as part of her squad, and of course, Headshots. But her appearances since Headshots have been just a few issues here and there, like issue of X-Force, Chilling the Atom, and Deadpool 7 Slaughters. Yes. A one-shot done by popular Deadpool writer Colin Bunn. Okay, what about Shoddy? Yeah, she's part of the team. Shoddy, who was a first appeared in Taskmaster. Yes. She, of course, right after this book wrapped up, appeared once after this in Deadpool Volume 5, number 27. Agent X, the guy people thought was Deadpool, but not really. Also, in this book, he put on a lot of weight. Now, did he appear when this book wrapped up? Yes, he did. Very little. His next appearance being Deadpool Volume 5, number 27, the opening issue of Domino by Gail Simone, issue 11 Marauders, and the Deadpool Nerdy 30, and that was it for him. Spider-Man, of course. Oh, this is just after the stupid One More Day stuff. Yeah, his next appearance after this book will be in the Miss Marvel Annual. Yep. But what happened to Deadpool after this? Well, some might think, okay, why the heck did they end the Cable Deadpool book? Simple. Deadpool got a brand new solo book by Daniel Way. Like, right after this. Well, actually, he next appeared in the pages of Wolverine Origins, but yeah, that's where he next appeared, Wolverine Origins. Then, of course, appeared back here. But yeah, pretty much in the way, that's the reason the book ended, was because Marvel wanted to give both characters their own separate solo books. Yep. That is indeed true. Yep, and Deadpool got a pretty lengthy volume. His second ever volume ever released, written by Daniel Way, which I have reviewed that book. That book is awesome. I love Daniel Way's writing. He doesn't really work with Marvel anymore, surprisingly, but and that book lasted for a shocking 63 issues. Yes, 63. You're thinking, wait, 63? Yeah, it's about the same length as the first volume, but it's 6 issues shorter. And then it got restarted because of all new old stuff Marvel now by Gary Duggan and Brian Prusa, and that lasted for 45 issues. And they got relaunched again thanks to Secret Wars. Still the same creative team. And that book lasted for a very short period of time. That was technically, I think it's called Deadpool Volume 4. Yeah, that book ended because they resorted to their legacy numbering. Yep. After 36 issues, it became Despicable Deadpool for basically about 14 issues. And they got relaunched right after that to being the Scotty Young run. And this proved to be a problem. What do we mean by that? Because 3 straight volumes, we have a Deadpool run can't last more than a freaking year. Yes, seriously. Because first it's basically the Scotty Young run, which lasted for a whopping 15-issue run. A book that was really good. And then Scotty Young left. And the book ever launched, like, let's see. The final book came out in September. Got new book just a few months later, and the book got affected by COVID. Yep. Yeah, and that was the Kelly Thompson run, and that lasted for a whopping 10 issues. But the thing was, the book was publishing bi-monthly. Actually, the first issue came out not in January, but actually in November, just 2 months later. So yeah, for some reason they were published like 2 months, a year, month. Yeah, it came out sporadically. Like 10 issues over the course of like a freaking year. Whereas like Deadpool's King of Monster Island. And then we had the most recent volume by Alyssa Wong. A good book. And once again, the book got canceled after only 10 issues. I've asked Rob Life about this. The reason why this book didn't last so long, because not a lot of people care about Deadpool, like the solo book. People have a lot of faith in it. Why? Because Gary Duncan's not writing the book anymore? Because that's only been the problem. But this, sadly put, is one of the last Deadpool books to review. Yeah. So, I have reviewed now all the books part of Deadpool Legacy Numbering. Everything. Including, I already wrapped up basically the most recent volume that came out. Which was, it wasn't volume 9. I think it's like volume 7, I think it is. Yes. So, that book is wrapped up. And so, some might be thinking, okay, so Deadpool is finished. Completely finished. So, is there any books left for Deadpool to review? There's one. Deadpool Max, but I don't have any plans for them right now. So, with Deadpool finally finished, what's next for Deadpool? What's next? What's the place in this one? Flash. Yep, I'm replacing it with the Flash. The reason why, because I wanted to include some more DC stuff in here, in these reviews. Yep. But interesting enough, I'm starting with Volume 2. You're thinking, you start with the Wally West books? Well, there's a good reason why. Because I reviewed almost the entirety of it already, so why not just finish it up? And I counted how many issues I have left to go. I have a whopping total of... You're going to love this. 57 issues left to review for that whole book. All that's left to review for that book is just issues 19 to 53 and 226 to 247. And my friend Timmy was going to love the fact I'm going to be reviewing that Flash book before I do Volume 1. Volume 1, I've read part of it, like a good quarter of it already, but I'm going to review that next after that. And after that, I'll be pretty much done with Flash. What's replacing Flash at that point? I don't know, but that's what I plan to replace next. But next up is going to be some Venom. Venom. Yep. But first, we're discussing a one-shot that for some reason Marvel refuses to collect, despite the fact they own this freaking character. Yes, we have the weirdness that is Rune versus Venom. Yes, this is a one-shot release in the 90s. Now, for some strange reason, Marvel doesn't want to collect this issue. Is it bad? Not really, just weird, to say the least. It basically has lots of biting, lots of green saliva stuff. Now, I have heard a rumor the reason why the saliva stuff, I think I was all Larson did it in the tongue. So this issue, this one shot was written by, okay, these are your writers. The creative team. The writer is Chris and this book had 3 artists for 41 one-shot. Greg Lonzig does the first 14 pages, Mark Priscilla does 15-24, and Gabriel Gecko does 25 to 41. Yeah, the book starts out with somehow the Venom Saga go to Rune. Rune is a character from Malibu Comics. He somehow got his hands and like, ooh, I found myself a hot babe, so let's basically lick it. And then proceed to bite her freaking neck with his freaking teeth. And like, we are the Dark God, we are invincible. And bites her and sucks her freaking life force. And then we see Eddie Brock's hot ex-wife, Anna Wong, Watch it. Then we have S.H.I.E.L.D. basically looking for him. Yes, S.H.I.E.L.D. is looking for Venom. And like, oh yeah, and then of course, then he proceeds to, and then we have this weird moment like, oh, looks like we have Eddie and look like Eddie Brock with a mullet, and we see Anna like on top of him, like, oh, they're like about the kiss, and then apparently Venom bites Eddie in the head. What? And turns out it's all a dream. And then Venom shows up, licks her. He goes off, gets to fight with Rune, get back his symbiote took him. Like, and then she apparently takes control. What? Yeah, this book is just weird. And of course, they have more S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff. Here, Dum Dum Dugan's in this book. Yes, Dum Dum Dugan. Like, here's Venom. Like, he's basically quoting Jack Nicholson here. Fight S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And there's almost across a portal. And then this is where Rune shows up. And like, oh, then Spider-Man appears in a flashback with Carnage. And it would be more like characters from Rune. And then the book just ends. And we see a cameo by Primal. Primal is Malibu's version of Superman, from what I can tell. Yeah, and you're like, Nick, what the heck was that? What the heck was that one shot you just described? I don't know. It just weird. The artwork is okay, but get the book at 7 out of 10. You would think, like, really? Yeah, for some reason, Marvel does not want to include this in a trade for some reason. I don't know why, but next up we have is the trade Venom Along Came a Spider, but that miniseries I've discussed before as part of the Ben Reilly's Clone Saga stuff. Yep. But this trade paperback not only collects that miniseries, but also collects Venom the Hunted, which is 3 issues, Venom the Hunger, which is 4 issues, and a holiday special. Excuse me, yeah. Venom the Hunted, which comes right after Along Came a Spider. It's mostly put basically Venom on the run from the law, deal with a creature named Plague. And that's just the opening story. The backup story is still loaded by Ethan Saga. And focus on the character Hybrid. You're thinking, who the heck is Hybrid? Well, he's a character who first appeared in the pages of New Warriors. But he became Hybrid in the previous book. And he got killed off during Rick Remender's run. Basically, it's him taking on the jury. Yeah, the jury are these self-appointed mercenaries who want to kill Venom. That's most what they're here for. Yeah, and that's mostly what happens in these issues. It's basically Hybrid. In the main book, a story is basically Venom versus Plague, who is, I think, like a symbiote host, and Hybrid in the backup story. Took on the jury. That's, oh, by the way, the writer of this miniseries is Larry Hama and artwork by Duncan Marullo. Yeah, Larry Hama does a good chunk of these miniseries, and Plague gets killed off in the final issue of this book. And we with the Venom the Hunger, where it's basically just taking out versions of Venom symbiote. And this book is done by Len Kametsky. Ted Housen is the artwork. I recently found, I think it was like last year, found out Len Kametsky is having trouble with his health recently. I put out something I mentioned on Twitter. I think it was Bob Layton who mentioned this on Twitter, where Len Kametsky was in the hospital last year. And I put out like, oh no, like, I love Kametsky's work, and I got a like for it, because basically one of the first comics I read from Len Kametsky, for comics wise, was one of Len Kametsky's books. It was Iron Man 2 96, I think it was. It was the issue where you had Iron Man versus MODOK and Omega Red in the issue. Yeah, so it just basically Eddie Brock dealing with Venom symbiote throughout this whole miniseries. Yeah, this whole 4-issue miniseries, and then we deal with Dr. Thaddeus Prane, who was a character from Morbius Living Vampire. Yeah, he just shows up this book right after his debut, appears in issues 3 through 4, and that's it. Yeah. But what about the holiday special? Well, it's basically Venom meets Santa Claus. in the third story, done by Eric Fiend, and artwork by Javier Jarvis. Yeah. It's just a Santa Claus book. The book itself is pretty good. I do like it. I'm gonna give the book roughly a. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Now, some might think, okay, because I've reviewed these miniseries, like, okay, because basically this book cover kind of in a way 2 miniseries: The Hunted and The Hunger. So, how many miniseries have to go for Venom? There is 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 left plus 2 one-shots. Yep. Now, is there another trade that collects the rest of these miniseries? There is. It's called Tooth and Claw. When I finish doing Tooth and Claw, I will be pretty much done with Venom at that point. Yep. Pretty much Venom, everything at that point will be pretty much done. There is also, believe it or not, a 7th Epic collection for Venom. Yep. Yes, sirree. There is a Venom Epic collection, which has not been released yet, by the way. Nope. It has not been released. The other 7th one is called The Hunger. It collects the Hunger miniseries and pretty much everything that was in the other Tooth and Claw trade, which is strange. So, yeah, that's going to be quite interesting to cover that next trade there. So once it went to the next trade for Venom, I'm done with him. Yep, done. I can move on to something else, but I mainly decided to review the Venom miniseries mainly because, well, why not? And because basically these issues are part of the Venom numbering, the latest numbering. So why not? I mean, I reviewed volumes 1, volume 2, and volume 3 forward. So why not read these miniseries? Yeah, why not? Does this cover like all of his guest star spots? No, I don't think so. Yeah, it does not cover all of his guest star spots. No, it doesn't. The Epic Collectors do cover his guest star spots. They do. Yeah, that's the thing with the Epic Collections. The Epic Collections mostly collect his guest star spots he made right after, like, when he doesn't appear in, like, the main books. Excuse me. That's mostly exactly what his appearances are, because I'm looking up right now, basically, all the appearances made outside of these miniseries. So, is there anything really left? Because I covered a lot of his 90s stuff already. There's Rune Silver Surfer. Yes, he appears in that one shot. Untold Tales of Spider-Man. I've already covered Kenny Origins. And, actually, I don't think I've covered that one yet. But that's pretty much it. Just a few books left. But I might cover it in the future, maybe. But who knows? Okay, so that's a particular view. I'm going to take a little brief break. And then basically I'll be back to do more Comic Corners. Okay, next view. Bye.